guys, and welcome back to Second Life Treasures. God, it's been so long since I've said that. So I want to start this video off by giving you all a massive apology for my absence over the last couple of months. There is a reason for it, and I'm going to go through that in today's video. But yeah, just want to really apologise that there's been no video content over the last few months. But I'm hoping that it will all become clear. So the reason for the absence was I just needed to spend some time working on my eBay store. So all throughout last year, I was seeing that all of my sales and profit and everything were really down. Yeah, I'll be honest, my profit for last year was awful. Really was. Every single month, I think bar 2, was down on the year prior. And they were down by quite a significant margin. Now, I just kept telling myself, no, it's fine. It's everyone's struggling with money. People aren't buying as much online. And yeah, just kept coming up with various different excuses as to why my sales were down. Didn't want to admit that actually there's only one reason that it was down, and that's me. So yes, it all come about. One night I was sat there and I was watching a couple of the YouTube channels from the US. Some of the guys that put out tips videos for people that are looking to sell online. And yeah, I watched one, then I watched another, and then I just sort of probably spent about a week watching different videos on different subjects. But there was one subject in particular that I was looking at, and you'll see in a minute, actually, that is one of the biggest changes that I've made to the eBay store. So yeah, what I decided to do was, instead of trying to put out content just for the sake of it on the YouTube channel, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a pause on it and really just focus on the eBay store, getting everything up, getting it tidied up, getting it just turning over better profit. So what changes did I make? And I've got everything listed down next to me, so I will be looking off to my tablet every now and then. So the first thing I'd done was went through the store and started to remove anything of basically low value. So what I did was I went through, looked at all of the listings that I had, and anything that was going to generate me less than £2 profit. And I know that's that's minuscule, and I'm actually getting to the stage where I'm tempted to increase my minimum profit. But at the moment, I went through and I removed everything that had less than £2 profit on it. What that also allowed me to do was to reduce down the amount of items in my store. So I was always very much quantity over quality with regards to the eBay store. Yeah, I just want to get more on, and that's just not the way to do it. It is a big difference to where we are now. So to give you an idea, at the end of October, when I started doing all of this, I had 1,180 items in the store. If I looked at my eBay just before I went come on camera, and I've got 894 items in my store now. So really big difference in what we've actually got in the store now. Then, and probably the biggest thing that I did was I actually started using promoted listings. So I'd been very much against promoted listings right from when I started. I'm like, no, I pay my eBay fees, I don't need to pay them anymore. Blah 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 blah, and I stuck to my guns. Whenever I was speaking to any of the guys at the boot fair, they were like, yeah, I do promoted for a couple. I'm like, no, I out and out refuse to do it, blah blah blah. And that was the subject of most of the videos that I was looking at, was promoted listings. So what I thought I'd do is that I would turn promoted listings on for items I'd done anything that was going to be more than £20 in profit. I turned promoted listings on. What I have done since then is I've actually expanded promoted listings to my whole store. So what I've done is I've got 2 different tiers of promoted listings now. So I've got anything that's going to generate me less than £6 profit. So that's from £2 to £6. I do a 2% promoted listing. Anything that was going to generate me more than £6, I do a 3% promoted listing. But what I will say, one thing I learned very, very early on with the promoted listings was do not use eBay suggestions. They are massively over what you need. I've spoken to quite a few other people recently as well who do promoted listings, not necessarily on their whole store, but for particular items. A lot of people just do the flat 2%, which is the minimum that you can do. I've decided to just mix it up a bit, and you'll see in a minute just how good promoted listings have been for me. But then the last difference that I made, the last change that I made as well, is that I actually set a discount schedule. So previously, what I'd been doing is I'd been doing every Sunday, I'd been taking the 30 oldest listings on the store, ending them and selling similar. But what I was doing is whenever I was relisting them or selling similar, I'd go through and I would check the prices on everything to make sure that they were still in line with what people were selling them for. And that would be it. That would be all that I would do. But what I now do is I've now put a discount schedule in. And the way that that works is it's done over a bunch of 6-week periods. So what I would do is I will list an item. This then gets added to a separate column in my separate tab in my spreadsheet. And what I do is I track the discounts that are being applied to them. So the item gets listed, it runs for 6 weeks. If it doesn't sell within that 6 weeks, I then do a 15% discount. Then run that item for another 6 weeks. If it still doesn't sell, it goes to 20% discount. Another 6 weeks, So full price listing, run it for 6 weeks. 15% discount, run it for 6 weeks. 20%, another 6 weeks. 25, 30, and once I hit 30, it then gets another 6 weeks at 30%. And if it doesn't sell, it then gets removed, and then it's either thrown away or it is sent into one of the charity shops. But if at any point the profit for that item falls below £2, it then gets removed. So yeah, I'm being a bit harsh with how I'm doing it. I know a lot of people, there's quite a few people that do it. Some do it for sort of 6 weeks, some do it for 90 days. I'm still at the very early stages of it. I've got a couple of items that are at the first stage. Now, I've actually got a few that are at the first stage, and then a couple that are actually at the second stage of discounts now. So yeah, I'm just playing it by ear. It's something that I can adjust, but yeah, obviously very new idea to the store. And yeah, those are the main changes that I've made. But how have those changes really impacted me? So what I've done is I've taken a bit of a snapshot of my figures over the last 6 months. So the first one is average numbers from August to October. And the average new listings for that period was 193 per month. Average sales were 54 per month. Average sale-through rate. So the way that I calculate sale-through rate is I make note of the amount of items that are in my store on the first of the month, and then once I get to the end of the month, basically work out the percentage that's sold compared to what was in there, and then that gives you your sell-through rate. So my average sell-through rate for this period was 4.67%. Average sale price, or average total sales for the month, was £1,022.57, and that landed us an average profit of £562.87. So that is how things looked with no promoted listings, no discount schedules, and still running the sort of high amount of items within the store. Then obviously if I look at the figures between November and January, so this is when promoted listings were on across the store. I'd started doing the discount schedules. A couple of the items would have gone into discount as well, and yeah, the figures are night and day. So my average listings actually did drop. Average new listings did drop for this period. I'll be honest, that's because I had a couple of different spells of illness, and I just did not have the energy to list. So my total listings, or average listings, sorry, were 157 per month. Average total sales per month went up to 88 sales per month. I actually had one month, I think it was December, where I'd hit the most sales that I've ever done in a month, and that was 106. So really happy with that. Our average sale through rate has near enough doubled as well to 8.56%. Our average sale value for the month is £1,804.94, which has landed us an average monthly profit of £965.44, which, yeah, I am really impressed with how it had, just doing the promoted listings has near enough doubled everything on the store. So obviously I've got a long way to go with regards to like taking that to the next step. So next I want to double those again. So I want to be hitting sort of £2,000 a month profit. And yeah, the idea is to just now take that momentum and keep building. But what I have found as well is that when I'm actually out and about, so over the period of November to January, I've done actually next to no sourcing. I think I've done one trip to my local charity shop, and out of that, I think about 85% of everything that I picked up, I literally had 3 or 4 bags for life filled with things. I'd also got a couple of bits I'd never really looked at before, and yeah, about 85% of everything I bought there sold within that period. It was so much better, because what I was also doing is I was looking things up. So instead of doing what I normally do of like, yeah, that looks like it could get me some money, I've actually started looking things up. And what you'll see is in next week's video, I actually head out to the Chelmsford boot fair. So this is a boot fair that a couple of other YouTubers go to, and yeah, it was a new experience for me. I really enjoyed it there, but when I was there, I did actually start looking things up, and what I ended up doing was one of the items that I picked up there ended up being a massive win, and actually sold within a couple of days. And I think out of the stuff that I picked up there, I'd say about 50% of everything I picked up for resale has already sold. I went to that boot fair, I went there at the beginning of February. So yeah, it's not included in the figures for this time, but yeah, I'm going to be a bit more aware of what I'm picking up this year, and I'm going to look to cut back on my, yeah, I think that will do me, that will be all right, yeah, I'll pick that up, or just picking stuff up for the video. I am going to sort of really be disciplined. So what does that mean for this year? So as I say, we are going to be being a bit more stricter on the items that we pick up, and I'm really going to be looking for stuff that are pulling in a profit of sort of 10, 15, 20 pounds plus, and really sort of looking for those high value items. Now there are so many items that I pick up that very few other people pick up, so that is the sort of areas that I'm going to sort of stick to. But equally, there are other areas that I've started picking items up from, and yeah, they've been doing really well. Obviously, I'll be carrying on with things like my cameras, VHSs, Blu-ray players, everything like that. But I'm also going to expand out to things like, what else will I be picking up? So hair stuff. So one of the big set of items that I picked up from my charity shop when I last went there were a load of Babyliss women's hairstyling products. So this is sort of straighteners, curlers, things like that. And yeah, on average, I think I got about a £15 profit on all of them. They sold for about between sort of £20 to £25 each, but they're easy to ship, easy to list. So yeah, they're a clear win. And then yeah, I think there's definitely a set of items that we pick up in next week's boot fair video that is going to be something completely new. I've not picked them up before, but I've already got a couple of them listed, so that was really good. And then yeah, other than that, it is just going to be boot fairs, boot fairs, boot fairs, and more boot fairs. So the day that you're seeing this, fingers crossed the weather's been okay, and the plan is that I'm heading out to Manston, which is going to be the first Manston boot fair of the year. And then tomorrow, from the day that you see this, I'm due to be going to Swanley, because Swanley opens again. And yeah, I want to get back into the boot fairs really early on. So as I say, next week's video is going to be my trip out to, I've already said it, over in Essex. So that video, as I say, that was filmed at the beginning of February. And then yeah, hopefully the weather is good, so the next week's, or the following week and the week after that, will be Manston and Swanley. What have we got? Lazy Bones. I don't think we've got a date for Lazy Bones yet. I need to double check that. If I do, I'll put a message just down here. And then Greenfields doesn't open until the first weekend in May, so we've got about 2 months until that opens. So my plan is that we're going to be hitting Swanley every weekend that we can, because as I say, absolutely amazed with Swanley when we went last year, and really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is going to wrap up this quick update video. I just wanted to let you know that I am still completely dedicated to the channel. We will be putting out content, but I just want to make sure that the content that I'm putting out is, I'm not just putting out content just for the sake of it. And equally, for me, the most important part is going to be the eBay store, making sure that we can really start pushing that eBay store up, and that I don't have another year where I just make excuses for poor performance. So yes, so that is going to wrap up this video. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, because it's been quite a while now since we've had some likes on a video. And then if you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when those videos go live. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.